Good morning, course 2. Here we go. I want to go over two-step equations with you, and I want to go over a specific way that you do these two-step equations. Okay, so two-step equations are like the equations you've been doing, except for they have a new piece to it, right here, this plus 3 and this one. But your goal is to get the variable, this x, to be by itself, to isolate it. So how do you do that? You follow a specific order. So on this next set of equations, it's always going to be a plus or positive or a negative and a number. We get later, they'll do some more stuff, but not for today. So here's what you do. You do the inverse of plus 3. Adding 3, what's the inverse of it? Is subtracting 3. You're going to subtract 3 on both sides of the equal sign. That gives you 2x equals 6. Now this looks just like an equation that you've done. You're going to divide both sides by 2. Since this is 2 times x, you divide, and you get x equals 3. Okay, so let's try another one. 3x plus 2 equals 23. All right, so this isn't too bad either. We do the exact same thing. We're going to subtract 2 on both sides. It gives me 3x equals, if my phone's shaking, I don't know why. I'm not holding it very well. 3x equals 23 minus 2 is 21. And then to isolate the variable, the x, to get it by itself, I divide by 3 on both sides. I get x equals 7. That simple. So let's work our way up to something a little bit harder. So let's do negative 2y minus 7 equals 3. Okay, same thing. We want to isolate the y. So how do we do that? We are going to do the inverse of minus 7. So that's plus 7 on both sides. That's negative 2y equals 10. Now, you've done problems like this before. We divide by negative 2 on both sides. And that gives us y equals 10 divided by 2 is 5, but because it's negative 2, we're dividing by negative, the answer is negative 5. Okay, now, one more. Maybe 2 more. 4 plus 1 fifth r, oops, my r should be up here, equals negative 1. All right. So this problem is just like the ones we did, except for they reverse the order. So you can do this 2 ways. You can, in fact, maybe I will do it 2 ways. You can subtract 4 on both sides. We get 1/5 r equals negative 5. And I'm going to divide, which is multiplied by the reciprocal. And I end up here, r is by itself. Negative 5 times 5 is negative 25. And I'm done. I could have taken this same problem up here and rewritten it like this. And you notice all I did was flip-flop. Didn't change my signs, didn't do anything else. And when I do this problem, I will still end up in the exact same situation I did before and still get r equals negative 25. So you couldn't see that. I was off the screen. All right, so there's one more problem I want to show you. And that's a word problem. And that's example 5. It says, Tanya had her birthday party at the movies. It cost $27 for pizza and $8.50 per friend for the movie tickets. How many friends did Tanya have at her party if she spent $78? So we know she's spending $78. That's their equals. Okay, it tells you that. It tells you that the tickets are $8.50. We don't know how many she's buying. And we know the pizza alone was $27. So just buying the pizza was going to be this. This is a variable because it's how many people did she have at her party. So to do that, we subtract 27. So we get $8.50. N equals 78 minus 27, which is 51. And then we're going to divide by 850. And when we do that, we find out that N equals 6 when we divide that. So she invited, it had 6 people at her party. So go ahead and try the got it's and the guided practice. All right, see you later.